Hello viewers, thanks for clicking on this video. In this video today I'll give you a quick dashboard tour of the new and amazing Land Cruiser 2022 LC300 model. Before we start, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button at the bottom right of the screen. I will be posting a lot of videos where I will be testing different gadgets and devices on this new LC model. So do subscribe to this channel and click the notification button so you can be notified when I upload these new amazing videos in the coming weeks. So let's begin. Let me first switch on the car. This is how the system starts. The design looks quite amazing. Here we can select the driver profile and up to 3 driver settings. So if you have your friend, your brother, your wife also driving the car, then they can have their own settings saved. So every time they switch on, they select a driver and the settings will be according to the driver. Alright, so we will be talking a lot about this middle monitor today. So I will zoom in to this area. Now on the home screen you will see some standard items here like the oil pressure, battery condition, outside temperature, the gear status, mileage and time. These are the basic things that you all know about. I will spend most of the time today on this video talking about these 6 icons or options. So let's start from the top. By the way, I'm using the direction button on the steering wheel to move up and down and the OK button to select an option. These are pretty basic stuff. Once we click on this icon here on the top, you will see 3 dots on the center top of the screen. This indicates that there are 3 sections within this option. The first section, which is appearing on the screen, is the fuel economy. And this also shows the mileage remaining on the current fuel in the tank. We move on to the second one. The second one is the eco indicator. This helps the driver drive in a more fuel efficient way by monitoring the acceleration and indicating when we drive in a way that consumes more fuel. We will see the words eco appear in green when we drive economically, but if we step too hard on the accelerator, this indicator light disappears, which means that the drive is not fuel efficient. Quite an interesting function, I must say. The third one is a digital speed indicator, a standard feature in most cars these days. Now let's move to the second icon. Now this section shows us the digital speed on the right, the compass direction on the left, and the driving support in the middle. Now this is another interesting function. It shows us if we are driving within the lane. If we start to sway right or left, then the system will start beeping warning sounds and also show it on the screen here. Now moving on to the third option, this is quite self-explanatory. This will show us details about the audio or video that is played, like the name of the song or the name of the radio station, etc. Quite basic stuff. Now moving on to the fourth option. Now this is my favorite section. This is where we see the Toyota Safety Sense 2.0 in action. There are 3 sections here. We could see the 3 dots on top of the monitor there. Now clicking on the first dot shows us pressure of all the tires, including the spare tire. The second dot shows us the safety sense status. When these small icons are green, it means that these features are active. It shows us the pre-collision system. This system works by using a front-facing camera and a laser to detect objects in the path, and also alert us when it is time to brake. And This is interesting. And if we don't respond in time, it can even bring the car to a complete stop automatically by applying full brakes. Very interesting feature, I must say. Now moving on to the blind spot monitor. This is a basic and a standard feature in most of the cars these days. Now when this feature is switched on, we will see an orange light like this appearing on the side mirrors, which indicates that there is a car in the blind spot on the right or left. The parking assist is another standard feature in most of the cars these days, where the system guides us by using the parking sensors installed in the front, side or rear bumpers. Excuse me. Another interesting safety feature is the RCTA, which is the rear cross traffic alert. Now this is very interesting, and this is the first time I've come across such a feature. And when the car is shifted into the reverse gear, this function is designed to automatically activate and begin using the radar sensors to detect rear cross traffic approaching from either side of the car. Now, it could be another car or object or even pedestrians. And if something is very, very close, the system will apply full brakes automatically. Now, I had experienced this myself last week. It was quite scary, I must say. You know, the car just suddenly jam braked. And when I was coming out of the parking in reverse, you know, there was a pedestrian right behind me. I could see the pedestrian, but you know, he stopped. But then he suddenly started walking and the car just jam braked. Let's move on to the fourth section, which is this gear button that indicates that these are settings. Now here we again have 3 dots on the top of the monitor. Now these are actually 3 pages showing us 11 different settings that we can modify. Now to change the settings on each of these, we have to press and hold the OK button on the steering wheel. The first one is a straightforward one where we can change the brightness of the dashboard. You know, moving right and left on the steering wheel, you know, will change the brightness of the monitor. Now, second one is LTA, which is the new lane tracing assist function that keeps the car in the center of the lane by assisting the driver in a steering control, which using the adaptive cruise control. Here we can switch. Let me just go back. Yeah, and press and hold. That's how it works. Yeah. Here we can switch on and off the different settings that also adjust the alert warnings and sensitivity. Coming out again, going to the third option. Now this is a standard one. This is a pre-collision system settings where you can just change a few of those settings and sensitivity of this feature. Yeah, then on the right side, this is the blind spot settings. Then we have the parking assist settings. This is the RCTA that I talked about, the rear cross traffic alert settings. Then we've got the RCD. This is the rear camera detection. You know, we can set the volume of you know, the rear camera whenever it detects an object or a car close by. Then we have the HUD settings, another one of my favorite. This is the heads-up display settings. You can see it here. You know, we can select what we want to see in the heads-up display, like the digital speed, the eco indicator, the mileage, the driving support and all. And we can also change the position of this HUD and the brightness too. See, we've got all these settings that we can do. moving on, then is this dynamic rear cruise control feature. This controls the vehicle to vehicle distance to help maintain a preset distance from the vehicle ahead of us. So if you're driving on the highway and we set a distance of, let's say, 50 meters between your car and the car ahead of you, the system will make sure that it maintains that distance. And if you go closer to that car, the car automatically reduces the speed to maintain that distance. Moving on, here we have some other vehicle settings like power back door, tire pressure monitor, and some other stuff. The last section on this settings covers things like language selection, mileage unit, and some other basic settings. Alright, finally the last option. This shows us messages, especially vehicle warning and maintenance messages. That's it, guys. These were all the functions and features available on the dashboard of this new Land Cruiser 2022. I had a previous LC200 model for about 10 years before I bought this one, and I am extremely impressed with all these amazing features, especially the Toyota Safety Sense features. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel to get notifications for all my future videos about this amazing car. Cheers.